Let's start this material master data section with a lecture on material types. Material types in SAP are a method of grouping products together by usage. For example, these categories may be raw materials, finished goods, semi-finished goods, and you get the idea. The raw materials are going to be used for assembling our products that we sell. The finished goods are the assembled products that can be now shipped out. They're also going to be packaged and they're going to be the final product that we output. The semi-finished goods may be goods that we have assembled, however, we have not packaged them yet. So let's see how we can define these different material types. What we're going to do is we're going to come down to our logistics section here. And here we're going to look at the material master. Inside material master data, we'll come down to basic settings. And we're going to expand the material type section and then go to define attributes of material types. Here we are presented with a table which contains material types. Here is a common material type defined by SAP, the waste material type. Here is the spare parts material type, and we also have our finished products material type here. This is the common material type which is used, and it is defined by SAP itself, FERT. Here are more material types that you can look through, but we're going to be going with the material type raw materials. We'll go ROH and we'll press finalize. Here we're presented with our raw material type, and let's hit here, and we're going to come over here and click on copy as. So what I'm doing here is I'm going to use the copy as function which is defined with material types. What this does is it's going to copy over whatever settings that are inside our raw material and basically create a document with all those settings and allow me to select what I want to select and change whatever I want to change when creating a new material type. So let's click on copy as. And here you can see there are a multitude of settings that have already been defined, and these are the general settings which have been defined with our raw materials, and we're not going to be changing any of them except the material type name and our description of the material type. Let's change this to assembly pending material, assembly pending material. Here let's change this to APM, and the reason we're not changing to the top is because it's called a field status group. So what a field status group is, if you think about all of these fields that we have to enter in whenever we're creating, say, a new material type, or when we're going to be creating a new material itself, all of these fields have a certain value attached to them. So that value is this field a required field? Is this field a optional field? Or is this field not even being shown to us? And what we can do is we can define field status groups which control how this field is to be displayed. Are we going to require the user to turn in some sort of a description? If the user is turning in a description, is it going to be optional or is it going to be required? Or do we not want to store descriptions at all? Those sorts of things we can control using our field groups. And we want to keep it as ROH since that's a whole other topic which controls lots and lots of different settings. Here we can see status descriptions. So can we use these with the separate user departments? Here we have a common department. You might see MRP. MRP is the short form of Materials Resource Planning. So it's the way that we work out the logic of how we're going to be planning materials and how we're going to be shipping materials from one plant to another plant. Let's come down here, and over here we have valuation information, how we're going to be valuing the inventory and those sorts of things. We can just press enter here, and you can see number of dependent entries copied, 476. Otherwise we would have had to define 476 entries. However, the raw materials material type already captures them for us, and if we just hit finalize, all of those are going to be copied over. Let's hit save, and our new material type APM has been created. Let's take note of this, and we can end this lecture on material types.